Success is not something that simply happens to you. It is something that emerges as a byproduct of discipline, focus, and the decision to carry a burden that is heavy enough to justify your existence. You must first decide what it means to live a meaningful life, and then you must commit to pursuing that path regardless of the resistance. The first thing you need to understand is that life is suffering. There's no way around it. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be disappointed. People you love will betray you, and you will be forced to deal with things you never thought you could handle. The question is not how to avoid suffering, but how to face it in such a way that it transforms you into someone stronger than you were before. Responsibility is the antidote to chaos. You take on voluntary responsibility, and in doing so, you find structure. Without responsibility, you will drift, and drifting leads to despair. You start by cleaning your room, not because it's going to change the world, but because it's a demonstration of your capacity to organize your surroundings. That small act of discipline represents your ability to impose order on chaos, and that is the very foundation of success. You cannot aim at success directly. It's too shallow a goal. Instead, aim at becoming competent. Aim at telling the truth. Aim at taking on responsibility for yourself, for your family, for your community. That will force you to grow in ways you cannot predict. And as you grow, your capacity to succeed increases. You don't find success by pursuing pleasure. You find it by pursuing meaning. And meaning is found on the path of responsibility. If you want to be successful, stop lying. Stop pretending that you're something you're not. Be honest about your weaknesses. Be honest about your laziness. Be honest about what you don't know. You start from where you are. You stop comparing yourself to others. You compare yourself to who you were yesterday, and you work every day to be just a little bit better. If you do that consistently, success will become a natural consequence. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you could become. You have to delay gratification. You have to be willing to do the difficult thing now so that you can build the future you want. And you need to stop waiting for someone to save you. No one is coming to rescue you. You are not a victim. You are not powerless. You have within you the capacity to bear the heaviest load. And in carrying that load, you will find that you are more resilient than you imagined. The way you become successful is by setting your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. You fix what you can fix. You take the chaos in your life and you bring it into alignment. And you do that not just once, but every day. And when you fail, which you will, you do it again. Because the act of getting back up is itself a declaration of strength. Don't aim at what you are. Aim at what you could be. That means sacrificing the present for the future. That means giving up the easy path in favor of the difficult one. It means saying no to distractions, no to comfort, and yes to struggle. Because success is found in the struggle. The deeper the struggle, the greater the potential for growth. You need a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and that reason should be compelling enough to push you through pain, through fear, through failure. You don't become successful by accident. You become successful by aiming up. You articulate the highest ideal you can imagine, and you strive toward that ideal every day. That is the path. That is what transforms you. That is what gives your life value. And that is what creates real success, not just external accomplishments, but internal transformation. You must be brutally honest with yourself. Stop blaming others. Stop waiting for motivation. Just start. Do the next right thing. And then the next. Stack those small victories. Clean your room. Wake up on time. Speak the truth. Take care of your health. Take care of your relationships. All of it matters. And none of it is optional. Every decision you make is either moving you closer to who you could be or pulling you further away. The choice is always yours. You want to be successful? Then carry the heaviest load you can bear and do it voluntarily. Face the dragon of chaos and transform it into order. That is the mythological journey of the hero. That is your path. And it begins the moment you decide to take responsibility for your life and never look back. Self-discipline is one of the most important qualities you can develop in your journey to success. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. You see, the truth is, life is a collection of small habits. It's the small, repeated actions that shape our lives, determine our success, and guide us toward our dreams. Self-discipline is the key to taking those small actions every single day, without fail. It's easy to start things, but it's much harder to finish them. How many times have you begun a project, set a goal, or started a new habit, only to fall off track after a few days? That's where self-discipline comes into play. It's the ability to keep pushing forward when motivation fades, when distractions arise, and when the obstacles seem insurmountable. Jim Rohn once said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." It's a simple yet powerful concept. Without discipline, goals are nothing more than wishes. They remain on paper, unfulfilled, waiting for the right time, the right conditions, or the right mood. But success doesn't wait for the right time. It demands action, and that action requires self-discipline. The path to mastery in any area of life, whether in business, health, or relationships, is paved with self-discipline. It's the habit of showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's the strength to resist temptation and stay focused on your long-term goals. Self-discipline is not about restricting yourself, it's about empowering yourself to become the best version of who you can be. You might ask, how do I build this muscle of self-discipline? The first step is to recognize that it is a habit, not an innate trait. It's not something you either have or don't have, it's something you can develop through consistent practice. The first habit to cultivate is making your goals clear. Without clarity, there is no direction. Without direction, self-discipline becomes impossible. You must know exactly what you are working toward. What is your goal? What are you striving for? When you know your destination, you can set a course of action and stick to it, even when the going gets tough. Next, break your goals down into manageable tasks. Too often, people fail at self-discipline because they're overwhelmed by the enormity of their goals. Instead of seeing the goal as an unattainable mountain, break it down into smaller, achievable steps. Each small win will give you the momentum to keep going. Celebrate the small victories, they are the building blocks of bigger success. You've got to make your actions non-negotiable. When you have a goal, you commit to the actions necessary to reach it. No excuses, no distractions. If you say you're going to work out every morning, then do it. If you promise yourself to read for 30 minutes a day, then don't break that promise. Self-discipline is built on keeping commitments to yourself. You are the one who must decide to honor your promises. Self-discipline is not just about controlling your actions, it's also about controlling your thoughts. Our mind is powerful, but it can also be a source of distraction and negativity. The key to mastering self-discipline is to train your mind to focus on what's important, even when your emotions and impulses want to lead you astray. One of the most important aspects of mindset is the ability to delay gratification. In a world of instant results and immediate rewards, the ability to delay gratification is a game changer. When you develop self-discipline, you learn to say no to short-term pleasures for long-term gains. This might mean saying no to that extra slice of cake today in exchange for better health tomorrow. Or turning down an invitation to a party so you can stay home and work on your business. Self-discipline is about making choices today that will serve you well in the future. It's also about developing mental toughness. There will be times when you feel like quitting, when you feel tired, frustrated, or discouraged. This is when self-discipline is most important. It's in these moments that you decide whether you will persevere or give up. It's easy to be disciplined when things are going well, but true discipline is shown when you keep pushing through adversity. As Jim Rohn would say, the winds of life will blow on you, and when the winds blow, the only thing that will keep you going is your discipline. So, build a mindset that's not just reactive but proactive. Take control of your thoughts and actions and don't let the challenges of life take control of you. Consistency is the mother of mastery. No one becomes great at anything by doing it once in a while. Success comes from doing things consistently over time. When it comes to building self-discipline, consistency is the key to turning small actions into lifelong habits. Jim Rohn often spoke about the power of consistent effort. He used to say, "Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day." It's the repetition of positive actions, day in and day out, that compounds and leads to extraordinary results. Think of it like this. Every time you do something that aligns with your goals, you are adding a brick to the foundation of your future. Every workout, every meal you choose wisely, every time you wake up early to work on your craft, every time you say no to a temptation, you are strengthening your self-discipline. Over time, this consistency will pay off in ways you can't even imagine. The truth is, life doesn't change overnight. Success doesn't happen in an instant. But it does happen when you stick to the path. When you remain disciplined and consistent, even when things are difficult, you are on the road to greatness. You might think that self-discipline is about restriction, about saying no to the things you want. But in reality, self-discipline is about gaining control. It's about having the freedom to make choices that align with your deepest values and goals. True freedom comes when you are disciplined enough to say no to the things that will hold you back and yes to the things that will move you forward. It's the freedom to build the life you want. Jim Rohn once said, "The more disciplined you become, the more freedom you will experience in life." When you are disciplined, you don't have to rely on external motivation to keep you going. You have an inner drive that propels you forward. You are no longer at the mercy of your emotions or impulses. You are free to pursue your dreams, free to create the life you envision, and free to live on your own terms. Self-discipline is not about limitation, it's about liberation. When you master your discipline, you master your destiny. You're no longer controlled by distractions, poor habits, or negativity. You take charge of your life, and you become the person you were always meant to be. Building self-discipline is not easy, but it's the most rewarding thing you can do. It's the key to becoming the best version of yourself. It's the tool that will help you create the life you've always dreamed of. You don't need motivation to be disciplined. You just need a strong, unwavering commitment to your goals. And you don't need to be perfect. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every small step forward, every decision to choose discipline over distraction, will add up. Eventually, you will look back and realize that you have built something extraordinary, something that lasts, a life of purpose, success, and fulfillment. So, take that first step today. Begin with one small action. Show up. Be disciplined. Keep going. You are capable of more than you know. And when you look back, you will see that your self-discipline was the foundation of your success.